Welcome to Basic Brewing Video. I'm James Spencer.
I'm Steve Wilkes.
We're going to go into the past and across the ocean. Here in this show, we're featuring this book. It's called Gaia Brews by our friend from Australia, Peter Simons. And Peter is a historian of beers, and he goes to locations and finds records of breweries, like way back, and then recreates those recipes that he finds and puts them in a book and makes homebrew clone recipes and puts them in books. And this one is based on half a dozen or so breweries around the UK and Ireland. And he also tells the history of these breweries as they go through time. You know, you also get a picture of how the recipes change over time. Like, for instance, you know, he charts the gravity of IPAs over time from specific breweries. And then you get to see what happens during World War I and World War II. And so it's a really interesting book. Also has some really interesting looking recipes in it. And one of the recipes that I looked up in here, I said, I want to brew one of these recipes. And so I found the 1886 Devonish XXXF Mild Ale.
Don't put that in the internet.
Yeah, don't search for that. The XXXF anything. Well, or do. Whatever.
Yeah, for sure.
So Peter goes to all this trouble to research these specific ingredients and build recipes that are very specific to that style. And then he says homebrewers come along and then they make substitutions. And
because you have to, right?
Well, you don't necessarily have to because he uses modern ingredients.
Oh, I see. Okay.
But, homebrewers, some of us are straight to the letter, and others, like me, I'm just kind of, well, okay, this will do. So what happened was, We'll take
what had happened was for 100.
This recipe calls for 83.1% crisp Chevalier malt, I guess that's how you pronounce it.
Yep.
15.1% number 2 invert sugar, which is a dark invert sugar, and then 1.8% of a crisp medium crystal, and then UK Fuggle. Well, I went to your shop, and you had UK Fuggle, but you didn't have the Chevalier malt on hand. You can get it.
Yeah.
But you didn't have...
Well, I had the Maurice Chevalier, but you didn't want that.
So we substituted Maris Otter. And Peter, there's an interview on Basic Brewing Radio where I talked to Peter about this book and about my recipe. So go listen to that. So Peter was okay with that.
Was he? Okay.
And then I substituted American 60 Lovibond crystal for the crisp medium crystal. And he said, a British crystal malt probably would have been better. But then I didn't have number 2 invert sugar, and we've done experiments with making Belgian candy sugar, and there are recipes out there on how to make invert sugar. And what you do is you mix sucrose, which is table sugar, with water and a little bit of acid, and then you heat it, and that separates the glucose and fructose molecules. And so that's what invert sugar is. And it's easier, apparently, for the yeast to eat. I didn't want to do that. So I said, what about this?
I got Cairo Syrup.
On the day that I was researching this recipe, I just happened to get a question about the episode where I made pecan pie with Cairo syrup. And I looked up Cairo syrup, and Cairo syrup itself is an invert sugar.
Oh.
And then there's this dark Karo syrup.
Okay.
And I looked at the ingredients on that at the store, and it said corn syrup, molasses, salt, sodium benzoate, and that's it. So sodium benzoate is a preservative. I tasted this, and it doesn't taste salty, but it doesn't taste way sweet either. I don't know if you want to taste it or not, but maybe after we taste the beer. So I decided to use this instead.
Okay.
So here's the recipe, or at least the recipe as I interpret it. Sorry, Peter. Into 8 gallons or 30 liters of water at 158 degrees Fahrenheit or 70 degrees Celsius, which is higher than usual, I put 10 pounds or 4.5 kilograms of Maris Otter, 4 ounces or 113 grams of 60 Lovibond Crystal. And then I mashed at 158 degrees Fahrenheit or 70 C for 70 minutes. So that's a high mash temperature. I collected my wort and boiled for 70 minutes. At the beginning of that boil, I added 2 ounces or 56 grams of UK Fuggle at 4.3% alpha acid. And then 15 minutes before the end of the boil, I added 830 grams or around 2 2/3 cups of Cairo Dark Syrup. And then I did a no chill on this one. And the next day, I pitched Imperial 809 Pub. The original gravity of this beer, according to the recipe, or the original clone recipe, was 1056 with the final gravity of 1016. Mine was 1064 with a final gravity of 1020. So started and ended a little higher than in the specifics. But so that's the story. That's the long roundabout story of how this beer was made.
So it's basically nothing
Like Peter's recipe.
like Peter's recipe.
I brewed it while I was looking at the book. That's the only connection.
All right.
Cheers. It's a nice, what would you call it, dark copper? It's a little darker on the monitor that I'm looking at than in real life. I
That's
think.
really pretty. Yeah, it's
But-
copperish. Yeah.
Like a honey color, like a.
Smells good. Oh, that's really good.
That's lovely.
Yeah, that's really good.
It's a little bit, just a teeny bit molassesy,
Yeah, it's got some molasses, some toffee.
but not overwhelming.
Not overwhelming. Not about hops, but there's enough hop in it to keep it from being cloying. Not that I'm any great expert on English miles, because I'm certainly not, but I've had a few in my time, and that's an English mild as far as I'm concerned. It's
Nice.
darn good. It's darn good.
It's 5.9% ABV, and
It's a little strong maybe for an English mild,
yeah.
as far as the
Well,
ABV.
the original, the 1889
As far as I've
recipe, the 1889 recipe was 5.2%. So
Okay.
not too
bad.
much,
Yeah.
but so
Boy, it really drinks nice.
yeah, it's a super easy drinker.
Yeah.
It fermented well. It finished, 1020 is pretty high
Yeah.
finishing, but you remember that high mash temperature.
Yeah, the high mash temperature, and also I think pub tends to leave a long finish on a beer.
Okay.
So,
And
both of those together.
And also, we don't know how fermentable the Cairo syrup is. So
Not
it
really,
might have
yeah.
left some residual sugars as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
But again, the original recipe, the finishing gravity was supposed to be 1016. So not too far off from the original specs. But
Well, that's very tasty beer. That's really nice.
yeah,
I like it. I don't get anything untoward.
it's not offensive in any way.
No, it's just it's really nice, and I like it that it's not. I actually don't get any hop at all, really.
There's a bittering,
There is a bittering, and that's. I mean, there's again.
but this
It's
was
just enough that it's not that it finishes nice in your palate. It doesn't leave like a oh god, it's sweet. It doesn't
Right.
finish that way, and that's what the hops do for it.
yeah. And
Yeah.
remember, this was no chill.
Oh yeah,
So, we're not expecting a lot of like hop flavor or aroma because it didn't dry hop. The recipe didn't call for a dry hop.
well, it's very nice.
But super nice.
you even have the right kind of glass.
Well, I try.
Yeah.
Every now and then I hit it.
Was the beer clean? That's what we're gonna know.
Well, the glass is clean. There's no bubbles sticking to the side of it. So,
That's what he said.
so I'm looking forward. I'm gonna play around more, and I'm gonna try to get closer to the original recipes next time. But there's a ton of recipes in here. There's a ton of information, and he also talks about their method of party guiling, which we may want to revisit later on, which is more complex than the party guile method that you and I have done.
Yeah, you were explaining that to me, and my head still hurts.
But that's also, Peter and I also talked about it on Basic Brewing Radio, so check that out.
Yeah.
So there you go. It's a pretty simple beer. It's a lot of talking for a pretty simple beer, but I think that we have proven, there goes my 10,000 steps. We've proven that you can make a tasty beer from Cairo syrup.
Yeah. There you go.
So there you go. All right. Everybody.
It's very warming.
Yes.
Actually.
We got another show to go, but we're going to eat after that. So, all right, everybody. Cheers to Peter. Look up Peter's book, Gaia Brews, and we will talk to you next time. Happy brewing.
Happy brewing.
Cheers. Come and visit us online. At basicbrewing.com, you can find archive lists of our audio and video podcasts on home brewing. You can also find our DVDs and our Brewer's Logbook, where you can track and log up to 50 batches of beer. If you're in Fayetteville, Arkansas, stop by Steve's Brew Shop or find him online at stevesbrewshop.com.